Hey guys, welcome to Lions Den Investments and Reviews. My name is Casey. Hope you guys are having a good day. Today's video, I want to talk about the Bitcoin Flash Crash, why I think the Bitcoin bull run is not over yet, and then I want to get in on some of the news with what caused the crash flash and the story on Stellar that I was telling you guys about, which is major news as well. So just getting into the charts here. I'm on a weekly chart, of course. I'm not trying to look too close in on shorter time frames like the 4 hour or the daily right now because quite frankly I don't care. I actually don't even care about looking at the charts because I am still extremely bullish on where we're going, and I'm going to give you more evidence as to why the flash crash occurred, and why I still think the prices are going higher. So just getting started, I took some notes on this yesterday because I was doing a lot of research trying to find reasons as to why the market dipped the way it did. And there's five factors that I came up with as to why we encountered a flash crash, okay? And this will all tie back into what I've been saying all along on my channel for probably the past 6, 7 months at least. So, number one, there was no FUD, okay? There was nothing coming out, as you may remember, say back in May, when we took that big, huge crash, right? What caused the crash in the first place? All right, it was tweets from Elon Muskrat. It was China banning, the mining of Bitcoin. Those are two large events that caused the markets to tank back in May. Well, this time you did not have any of that. Okay, so there was no FUD. Number two, it was El Salvador. Okay, El Salvador was a big day for the crypto market because it is the first country to make Bitcoin a legal tender, and because of that, actually that's positive news. All right, that's not negative news here, guys. That's actually positive. But they're spinning the narrative on it again, and this kind of drives me crazy. Being that I know a little bit more than the average person does on blockchain. Especially given that I just passed the blockchain architect certification. I've been developing on Ethereum. I'm Ethereum expert certified as well, so I know how to write smart contracts and Solidity. I understand how these blockchains work on a much greater technical level than I would say a majority of folks do. I don't know everything, but I can tell you this: with El Salvador, okay, and the narrative that they're spinning on this, El Salvador's people are actually not really understanding why this would benefit them. A lot of people are confused. They think that using Bitcoin is not a good idea because it's volatile in price. Okay, yes, rightfully so, as of right now. But when that price stabilizes and goes up here in value, I think they'll probably be singing a different tune, and not to mention they don't even cover this. Okay, a lot of people are missing this, but you've got El Salvador using the Lightning Network along with the Strike app, and the Lightning Network, okay, it increases these transaction times on Bitcoin. So the biggest problem with Bitcoin is that being used as a currency just by itself with the Bitcoin network and no other side chains or anything being settled off chain through applications. The biggest problem with that, just using the Bitcoin network, is that Bitcoin is too slow, right? So at peak times, the networks can get bogged up, and the confirmation of one block can take up to 60 minutes. It can take even longer than that. So you could buy a piece of pizza, at a restaurant. You could be waiting there for 4 hours or maybe an hour just to confirm the transaction that you paid your pizza in Bitcoin. So by the time your transaction confirms, your pizza's cold. That's the biggest problem with Bitcoin. Well, what they did is they implemented the Strike app, and the Strike app settles these payments off chain, okay, through the Lightning Network. So it's super fast using an app. It's settled. The payment's settled, so you can buy your food. Then what happens is those transactions are accumulated in pools and then put back on the chain for Bitcoin, and validated and confirmed at a later time. They don't talk about that at all, okay? And because of that, a lot of these people in El Salvador are just confused and scared, right? And so they gotta, basically understand what's taking place from a technical perspective on that, and they don't talk about it. So number three, you got the Ethereum burn still going, okay? The Ethereum burn is supply reduction in Ethereum. This is going to help the altcoins, okay, because the price of Ethereum will continue to go up long term, regardless of what Bitcoin does now, because it's supply and demand issue. Um, that's good for altcoins. Number four, you've got outflows that are strong right now, and I'm looking down at some notes here that I took because I didn't want to miss any of this. But the outflows, when they talk about outflows, they're talking about people buying Bitcoin, okay, and this is on-chain metrics, by the way. Outflow is when people are buying Bitcoin and moving it off the exchanges. So it's outflow. They're just storing it. They're not selling it. They're holding on to it. That's bullish for Bitcoin. And then number five, guys, I don't know if you saw this, but I was watching Bloomberg last night, okay, and they had a whole thing on Bloomberg technology. It was a whole section that they were just talking about El Salvador and Bitcoin for about 20 minutes last night. They had Michael Novogratz on there, who is a CEO of an investment firm that focuses solely on Bitcoin and Ethereum. Okay, he was on there along with another analyst, and basically they both had bullish targets. Okay, one of the analysts was saying that she expected Bitcoin to hit like 60,000 over the next 2 weeks. That was last night on Bloomberg. Michael Novogratz, he said end of year, still a target of 100,000. So you've got multiple people out here with targets of 60,000 and higher. And the thing is, most of these people are CEOs, billionaire hedge funds, who own their own hedge funds, that are saying this, okay? These guys might lose from time to time, but very seldom do they lose, especially when they're dealing in this amount of money. Not to mention you got big institutions that continue coming in and buying up too. If you guys didn't pay attention to the Twitter that the El Salvador president tweeted yesterday, as soon as Bitcoin crashed, right, and it dropped back down to about 42,000 at its bottom, what did he do? He went out and he tweeted, and he said, thanks, thanks. He basically thanked the IMF and said, thanks, we're just going to add another 150 Bitcoin to our position here, because they had just purchased about 400 Bitcoin, okay? So all they did is, buy more. And he came out and he thanked the IMF, for the dip. So I don't know if there's much more bullish news than that, or if it gets any better than that. But, if you guys like all that, hit the like button. Let me know where you see your targets for Bitcoin going, say over like the next 2 to 3 weeks. Let me know what you guys think about Ethereum too, because if you look at the charts right now, okay, we're still in that triangle. This is on Bitcoin for the weekly. And I kept telling you, get ready, because if you go back just a couple videos, I was telling you, get ready, because prices are going to start coming down. It would be healthy if we retrace a little bit on Bitcoin here, find a new higher low, and then we can bust out of this triangle. And I think that's exactly what you're going to see. All right. I've got a support level right now. We're holding strong right there at about 46,000. Okay, we could drop lower. And if we do, again, I'm looking for prices down here at about 41,700, 42,000. You can see, if we zoom in, you can see this wick right here on the weekly candle. And we wick down to 42,821, right there, right about where I had that level of support. So what I'm trying to say here, guys, if we get another weekly red candle, don't be surprised if we do drop that low, okay? Don't be surprised. Have no fear, okay? So with that said, let's go ahead and move forward here. That's the charts on Bitcoin. I'm not going to cover too much here on Ether because it's a little different. We got that double bottom. It's playing out really nice on the double bottom. We busted outside the downtrend resistance. So right now all we've got is this rejection here at $4,000. All I'm waiting for is us to bust through the 4,000 on Ethereum, which I think you'll see over the next couple of weeks. And then from there, we're in price discovery. So if you're an Ethereum holder, don't worry, guys. We're going higher. Here's just more news to confirm. Bitcoin again falls to lowest a month as El Salvador rollout falters. Again, I'm not going to go through this article, but basically the narrative here is Bitcoin being volatile, people of El Salvador not liking it. But if you read over this article, you're not going to find anything in there regarding what I just told you about the fact that they're using the Lightning Network and the Strike app. So feel free to look through it yourself if you want. I'll leave a link in the description below, and tell me if you tell me if you can find anything in there in this article about what I just told you, because you're not going to find it. Okay, you're only going to find it from channels like mine. So hit that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. Moving forward here, more Ethereum has been burned and minted in the past 24 hours. Okay, now that was back on September 3rd. I already told you Ethereum has got an ether burn going through its protocol right now on the EIP 1559, and I've been pushing this narrative with Ethereum going higher just based on supply and demand. All right, I've been pushing this for over 2 months now, and I haven't been wrong yet, at least on the supply and demand aspects of Ethereum, because it's a mathematical certainty. All right, especially when you have something like this where Ethereum is being burned. There's more of it being burned than minted. And if it continues that way, which it will, all right, it's a deflationary pressure to the network, and it's working as they're saying right here. So expect a $4,000 Ethereum, expect a $5,000 Ethereum. I'm expecting anywhere between 9 to 11,000 at least. All right, let me know what your targets are on that. I would love to hear what you guys think Ethereum's going to go to. But that brings me into the next article here, which is Stellar. This is the big news on Stellar I was telling you guys about. They have been selected here by Bit and Stellar Development Foundation. They've been selected as finalists for the Global Central Banking Digital Currency Challenge. All right. Now, that's huge because I kept telling you that it basically confirms what I've been saying about Stellar being back-end development for off-ramping of cross-border global payments domestically. All right, so XRP, I told you, was going to be a global hub for that, along with probably like R3 Quarter platform. And guys, if you're not familiar with what R3 is, it's just a platform. It's not even a currency. So a lot of people are thinking, well, is R3 Quarter going to compete with XRP? No, not necessarily. What developers are going to do and what banks will do is they'll use the R3 Quarter platform, okay, and they will build their own platforms and beta, development testing for cross-border global payment remittance systems. They're going to talk alongside XRP, but they'll use R3 Quarter for that. Okay, so it's not necessarily a competitor to XRP. It's going to complement it. All right, so that's the news there. And then the last one I have here, which is SEC. I was talking about DeFi the other day and where the SEC is looking to go after DeFi, and I told you that the next big trend would be going into DeFi. So if you haven't seen that video, go back and watch it where I was talking about the DeFi. I'll leave a link up here in the top somewhere, and you can go watch that. But that's the trend in DeFi, and before we get there, the SEC has got to start regulating that. So, lo and behold, here we are. They're launching a probe into Uniswap Labs now, and there's a lot of rumors going around right now. And I can't validate this, but it's interesting to say the least. There's a lot of rumors going around saying that because the SEC is now starting to go after DeFi and projects like Uniswap, that they're probably putting XRP in the back burner here and getting ready to do a settlement with XRP. And some of that's coming from the fact that XRP and Ripple just brought on 2 new attorneys, and both these attorneys specialize in settlement and litigations. Okay, their rap sheets. If you go in, just do some searches on Google, go look it up, find out who they are. But if you look at the rap sheets, these people, the rap sheets circle the globe, several times over. They're very impressive with their experience, and they've helped a lot of different major corporations. Kraft, I believe, is one of them, and they've always come out with some settlements with the SEC when it comes to these big financial lawsuits. All right, so pretty interesting stuff. But I can't validate that that's the reason why they're going after Uniswap right now. If you want to know my opinion on that, I told you in the last video I thought it was because they see where the trend is going to be going here with decentralized finance, because you can borrow and lend money without a bank. And if you can do that, then what use is a bank, right? So they got to regulate this stuff to some degree and try to control it. So they might as well get started now. But they're going to need some clarity on what a security is as well. And, that's going to lead me into the next video that I do, because I want to talk about another project that has already been down this road when it comes to dealing with the SEC and getting registered and doing everything the right way, okay? And that project is Polymath, all right? I had to write it down here just so I wouldn't forget it, but I want to cover that in the next video, because Polymath is a pretty interesting project, and what they've done so far might pave the way for a lot of these decentralized projects and give them something to hold on to as far as guidelines, so that they can do things the proper way through the SEC. That's all I've got for today's video, and with that said, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button as well, and I'll see you here in a probably tomorrow or the next day after that. And as usual, these markets are volatile, but I always tell you, fear nothing, my friends. Till next time.